Okay, so the video you guys just watched is of a video that went viral. Basically, it was a woman who is in the kitchen after working a 13-hour shift, and she's cooking her husband dinner. And, according to the video, she's saying that, this was an expectation of her, even after working a 13-hour shift. And so the video goes viral. A lot of people are talking about it. So I want to also give my little 2 cents about, that video. And I come from a different perspective. At least I feel like from what I've seen and heard. But I want to cover like 3 main points. One of the points is why she posted the video. That's one thing. The second thing is why the video went viral. That's the second thing. And then the third thing is why Black people responded to the video the way that we responded. So those are the 3, points that I want to cover in this particular video. Okay, so let me say this. I'm going to be real, honest. When I first saw the video, I didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, she worked 13 hours and like, okay, that's nothing. But I had to catch myself. Because you guys, for me to respond that way and be like working a 13-hour shift and then going home to cook is nothing, there's a problem with that. And I got to be honest about that. And I got to see that there's a problem with that. And initially, I had to catch myself. Like I said, I had to check myself because, for me, I don't know about you guys, but Black women work those types of hours every day, all day. Like, it's like normal. And that's the thing. Should it be normal? Should it be normal? That's a question for you guys to answer in the comment section, because I don't know about you guys, but growing up, everybody mama, worked 10, 11, 12, 13 hours, got off work, came home, cooked dinner, dealt with the kids, and it would be by the time mama or grandma got in the bed and, to restart that whole thing all over again, she didn't put in 20 hours easily. And it was nothing. And I'm talking, I'm coming from a perspective which I identify that this is not the way things should be. But I'm coming from a perspective where I was, I'm born in the South, raised in the South, right here in Texas, so this is the Bible Belt. So I have the Christianity thing coming in, being raised with that. Also have, the Southern thing, the thing, this is what women do. You go to school, get your education, then you get your family right, and just women doing that in general. Like that's what you do. And then when you add the Christianity piece to it, it's like, yeah, that's what you do. Like what? Like you don't do that. And then on top of that, like, look, you didn't cook dinner and you gonna make the husband plate, and he eating first, and he get the biggest piece of chicken. That's where I come from. That's the traditional thing that I come from. So when I saw the video, I'm like, 13 hours is nothing. Like, I do that. That's nothing. Right? And we're talking about, again, being a doctor can be hard, but there are other jobs out here that are just as hard and don't pay as much. Be mindful of that too. So we're talking about, women working, your everyday woman working these jobs that they don't really like, working these jobs where they got to get off. If they have help, it really ain't help, because when you get off work, you still in charge of the kids. You in charge of coming home, making dinner, getting them ready for bed, helping them with school, all of that, because a lot of times the man is still at work, if he's even there in the house. So he working long hours too. But I wanted to, the reason why I had to catch myself is because I had to acknowledge that ain't, like when we talk about women being independent, you know what I'm saying? Like a woman working, and I can speak from experience, a woman that is working like that, like if you're not with the right man, you gonna get used up and spit out. And the reason why I say that is because, maybe back in 1919, a man would look at that when a woman would do something like that and see that as, see the loyalty in it, see the dedication in it, like the dedication to the relationship, see the hard work, see the sacrifice in that. But nowadays, the majority will look at that like a come up. Like, oh, so you doing all of that. So that means I can relax. That means I, as the man, can rest in my femininity. That means you don't need my help, especially in the Black community. I mean, did we not forget all the viral Kevin Samuel videos and all these other videos out here where Black men are constantly talking about how they don't want an independent woman. They don't want a woman that work a lot. They don't want a woman that if a woman is paying her own bills and she owns her own house and she's, working and making all this money, she's too independent. So therefore, they don't want her. If a woman is too educated, they don't want her either. Like, do we not hear those videos? So in today's time, when you show that type of strength, you can be taken advantage of, because the man could be getting with you based off of, oh, well, I can just come in and rest in my femininity. I don't have to do anything. She don't need my help. This woman is strong. This woman is independent. She can be a doctor. She can go work 13, 14, 15-hour days. She can come home. She can cook. She can still clean. She can still get the kids. And see, in the video we're talking about now with this particular couple, they don't have kids yet. They don't have kids yet. But the young lady is going to find out. And I'm hoping she don't find out the hard way. But what she doesn't realize, and what many women don't realize a lot of times when they're doing that, the men don't see your loyalty. That's not what he see. He don't see, and I'm saying a lot. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot. And remember, we in 2023. So again, this is not 1919, 1920s and 30s and 40s where maybe the men back then would see something like that. But these men don't see that. Most of them don't. They don't see that. They don't see the hard work and say, man, she worked hard. So, because she worked hard, I'm going to come in and I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. No. What they tell themselves is, oh, damn, she doing all of that. She got it. She don't need my help. She got it. She good. Isn't that what they tell it? Wasn't that what Kevin was telling us when we working, putting in all this work, we bosses, right? Isn't she a boss? Don't she have that education? Ain't she making that money? They don't see it like that. And women got to understand, like, I know we see it like that, but they don't see it like that. They don't. They don't see the sacrifice. This woman is sacrificing sleep. She could have came home, took her shower, and got in the bed. So she made sacrifices. And then you got some people say, oh, well, what about the man? Look, I'm going to say it like this. If I work harder than my man, we got a problem. If a man if I'm putting in 13-hour days and I'm helping and I'm doing all this stuff and he whining about an 8-hour day, I lose all respect. All respect is lost. I can't respect the man that don't work harder than me. I'm sorry. If you sitting up talking about your dreams and your goals and the things that you want out of life, but you're not willing to go get them, and if you have to take them, because guess what? That's what the men that you're competing with are out here doing. They taking shit. They not asking Black men for nothing. They're not asking these other groups of men for nothing. They taking it. You want to be a doctor? You better go out there and put in that work. You better go out there and work hard. That's how I see it. I can't, and that's just me. That's just me. So I say that to say, like, if you out here talking about what you want out of life and the things that you want to do and where you want to live and the cars you want to drive and the way you want to live, the lifestyle, then baby, you better have a plan to go get it. Because if I got a plan and I'm getting whatever it is that I want to get and reaching my goals, baby, you got to be reaching yours too. It's just that simple. Because we not finna reach my goals these are mine. You have your own and I have my own. And we can come together. And I'm not saying that the goals have to be equal. I don't believe that they should be. I think that as an individual, you got your own individual, goals. What do you like? What do you love? What are the things that move you as your own person? That's why you got to know yourself. That's why you can't be putting your all into somebody and you expecting them to fill you up. You should already be full on your own. That's the only way. You should already be full on your own. Because you can best believe when you're not and somebody has to constantly pour into you and pour into you. What happens when they stop? But I didn't got off on a whole nother thing. So my next thing is, you guys, my bad. But I just wanted to drive that point home. Like, where we may see, strength in working a 13-hour day, coming home, making a meal. And look, if homegirl want to do that with her life, good for her. If that's, how their relationship works and their marriage works, good for her. More power to you. But that is not the majority. Because the majority of black women in particular are not married to black male doctors. The majority of black women are not married to men who have bought them a home. The majority of black women are not married to men who, if they stop working, the man got it. We just gonna be honest about that. We got to. So when we talk about, that she doing this, she doing that, brother, your woman can't do that because you need your woman's money, homeboy. Brother, your girl can't do that because she's making more money than you. Y'all are really living mostly off of her. Brother, y'all can't do that because your credit ain't like old girl's credit is. I mean, are we gonna be honest? Are we gonna be honest? Brother, the kids that you didn't put on this earth, honey, you need your girlfriend's check, your homegirl's check. You need that woman's check. Cause all that child support that they taking out for them other women you were with, and the little bit that you have left over, you need her check for them bills. So again, it's not the same. What y'all seeing with this woman going viral and what she's doing for her doctor husband is not the same. All black women don't have that. We don't even come close to that. Most men, most couples, most black women who are in relationships, whether you're married or not, the majority, all right, the majority, y'all got to remember, it's very few, the minority, it's a minority of black people who are even making six figures. That's men and women. It's a minority. If you just put that down to the men, it's a very low percentage of black men who are even making six figures. It's a very low percentage of black men who can even carry the family on his own. All right. So we gotta tell all sections of everything. Now, the majority of women are married to, in relationship with, partnership, whatever you want to call it. They're with your regular Joe Blow guys. They with the shade tree mechanic dude. They with the truck driver. They with the warehouse worker. They with the bus driver. They with the floor manager that do the night shift stocking the grocery stores. They with your local barber. They with the post office man, the trash man, the security guy, the guy that come and set your internet up in your house. That's who they with. That's the majority. And there's nothing wrong with any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing wrong. All of that should be based on your life goals. Like, what do you want out of life? What do you want? Do you want to be married to, somebody who can only bring in, $60,000 a year in an economy where you need at least $100,000 to make it in most places? I mean, it just depends on what you want out of life. And I'm not knocking that because, again, most black women are married or in partnership with dudes. Most black women are not with six-figure making dudes. Most black women are not with doctors and lawyers and engineers and software tech development company people and, the dude that created Uber and whatever else. Most black women are not with those dudes. You know what I'm saying? So working a 13-hour shift, coming home and making dinner, it may look a little different for your average black woman. Because a black female doctor is not, that's not average in the black community. It's just not. Matter of fact, I don't think that's average in any community, because the majority of doctors, medical doctors in particular, are white men. So we just gonna be honest about that. Okay, so the three things. Let me just state these three things, and then we're gonna get out of here. So the first thing that I want to talk about is why she posted the video. So, you got people saying that she posted the video because of clout. You got others saying she posted the video knowing that it was going to get a reaction, maybe not the reaction she thought, but a reaction based off of how she worded it. Because again, it's common sense. You're going to get people's attention when you post a video where you say you've been working 13 hours and you came home and the expectation was still for you to cook for your husband or your man. Like, come on, especially in the black community. I mean, if she's a doctor, that means that, we can say, I think it's safe to say that she's smart. She's not stupid. She's not dumb. So she know. And then, when you are a black doctor, in a field where there are not many, again, that's a whole nother level of rarity, therefore going viral and getting the attention of many black people. So the next point is why the video went viral. I would say, I'm gonna hit on the last little thing I said. The video went viral because, again, you got a black woman doctor who's married to a black male doctor, and she, just worked a long hours, and then she went home to cook. And then the wording that she used, and then of course you still have like the wording that she used for the video was like, this was an expectation of her. Like, this is like something that she had to do. So, and then she left a lot out. Nobody at that point really knew what her husband did, or, if he was, no one really knew. So it wasn't until people started digging into, the background and say, okay, well, maybe they're a team, maybe because he's a doctor. So clearly he's bringing in money too. And they're married, and, the home that they live in look, pretty nice and big, maybe. So, it was pieces that was added to it. So, but when you watch the initial video, none of that is in the video, right? So, people were asking the question like, okay, I hope you working all these hours and you're coming home to cook for your man. Like, I hope that he at least, bought the groceries or went to the store or, gave you a foot rub and massage or something, because it wasn't much there. Also, I think another major point of why that video went viral is because, in the black community, unfortunately, there is a divide. There is a major divide. It has been like that for years now. And when I say divide, I mean you have, black men on one side of the street talking about black woman this, black woman that, black women doing this, black women doing that. Therefore, all these different things are created. You got the black men who have divested. You have, the Kevin Samuel groups. You have the black pill, red pill, with all these different color pills. I don't know them all because I choose not to, put any of that stuff into my my consciousness. You have, just online, every time you look online, there's a video going viral of, some black people sitting up talking about relationships, and you got black men saying one thing and black women saying the other. Then you got black women who are countering some of the talking points. And because they're countering the talking points, they're providing explanations and more logic and more context to some of the things that they're saying. So you have women who are feminists. You have women who are, divested. You have women who are just neither feminists or divested. They're just for black women or black womanhood. And just, creating spaces where black women are safe and can, provide, different information, whether it relates to history, whatever. I don't know. But there's a divide. All right. There's a divide, and it is there. And every time you got anytime you get black people together and we're talking about relationship stuff, it's always going to be a thing that, well, the black men don't do this and the black women don't do that. It's always going to be that way. And to be quite honest, like, even though the divide is not a good thing, I think that it is a good thing that we are really talking about many of the issues that I don't think those before us really ever talked about. I think that they were mentioned, but not on a wider scale like today, because again, we have social media that can help us, see these different conversations. Right? You got social media that can help you be a part of these different conversations where you can tune in, you can call up, stuff like that. And I think the conversations need to be had. Now, are some of these talking points getting old? Yes, they are. Some of them are getting old, but I think black women and young girls need to be privy to the mistakes and the things that women before them made, and some of the lies that were told, and the untruths and the half-truths. I think that is very important. So that's what I would say. Now, the very last thing, and we're going to get out of here, is, why black people responded. We respond like that to everything. Anytime you put anything relationship related, black folks is going to respond. Anything, and for this is relationship related, because this is a woman who is talking about working a long day, coming home to her husband and cooking. And after she didn't work 13 hours. So you're going to get somebody, especially when you're talking about this is what you have to do. Like this is the expectation. And then there was a man that I saw, he made a really good point where he talks about how he was married to a doctor as well. This is a black man. He's married to a doctor. And he's like, what you guys see being posted on social media is just not reality. He's like, the reality of it is, if a woman has worked long hours at a hospital, we're talking about a place where sick people go, people that are hurt, whether that be physically hurt, mentally hurt, whatever, they're going to a hospital. You got somebody that's up in a hospital. Can you even imagine what it's like to be up around sick people for 13, 14, 15 hours? Can you even imagine? You know what I'm saying? It takes a certain type of person to do that type of work. So, but he was like, the reality of it is like, that's not the reality. Most of the time, when she get home, I have cooked. I have, had to get the kids and make sure that they're good, so that when she gets home, she's coming home to, peace. She's coming home to somebody that's helping, adding to the marriage. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought he put it a very good way. But again, his situation is not everybody else's situation, because it's not like a bunch of black men are married to a bunch of black female doctors. So we just gonna be honest about that. But I thought that perspective added a little bit more context to the overall conversation. But like anything else, if anytime you have a relationship type of thing, it's going to go viral with black people. Anytime you give black men and black women, the opportunity to voice our grievances, if you will, with the other gender, other sex, if you will, it can possibly be a viral moment. So and then of course when you tackle that with like just the fact that this is a black woman, she's a doctor, because there's a young lady that I follow on TikTok. When I say this woman is like beautiful, she's married, and I believe she's a stay-at-home mom. Obviously, she doesn't share much of her personal life, but she cooks. Like her content is just surrounding these really beautiful meals that she make, and healthy meals too that she makes, her and her husband. And and then it just shows where she makes it, and then they sit down and she always serves him, and I like that. I think it's cute because she's a stay-at-home mom, not mom, but she's a stay-at-home wife, and he works and he takes care of her and he tends to her too. Like, you just have to see the content. And it just seems like it's a great balance, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. And I like stuff like that because you want to put that type of stuff in your spirit. Like, don't nobody want to be walking around here with, chaos going on all the time, and you just constantly putting chaos, dropping chaos and drama into your spirit. It's got to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I look at it. Like, I watch certain stuff, or I choose to, watch certain content, or subscribe to certain things because I just want that type of stuff in my spirit. Like, I just like to see it. I think it's encouraging. It's happiness. It's peace. It's, beautiful. It's just different things. And so I'm mindful of that because we got to edify the spirit. We got to feed the spirit. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but that's all I have to say about this video. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you liked the video. Go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. And until next time, you guys take care. Bye.